What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to share with you how I've gone about putting on 15 pounds while staying lean, even as a hard gainer. So if you're someone that considers yourself to be a hard gainer, someone that struggles to put on size and build muscle, this video is going to be perfect for you because I'm going to share with you exactly what I did over these last couple of years to build muscle and stay lean in the process. I don't think you have to gain a bunch of fat on a bulking routine or a bulking program. Okay, so this video is going to be perfect for you if you desire to build muscle, stay lean, even as a hard gainer. And if you're ready to get started on building muscle while staying lean, I've got a free workout routine and nutrition plan that you can follow to help you get started on packing on muscle, building strength while also staying lean. Just go to adamfarrellfitness.com/jumpstart and I will send that to you for free. So the first thing that I did was I tracked my calories and my protein. You need to make sure that you are eating enough calories and that you are consuming enough protein to support muscle growth. Now, you don't need to eat as many calories as you think, although if you do have a high metabolism, you will need to eat enough. But if you're eating around maintenance level calories or in a small surplus above your maintenance level calories, you will gain weight. Now, here's what I mean by that. The average guy burns about 15 calories per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 180 pounds, that's about 2,700 calories per day that your body burns just to maintain your 180 pound body weight. Now, it could be more, it could be less, but that's a really good starting point. This is an average for the moderately active person. Now, if you're someone like me and you might be a hard gainer because you have a high metabolism. For me, my maintenance calories, I'm around 180 pounds. I'm a little, about 182, 183 right now, but my maintenance is around 3,200 calories. So according to the equation I just gave you, I should be around 2,700, somewhere around there, 2,700 calories a day just to maintain my weight. That would actually be around a 500 calorie deficit for me because I have such a high metabolism just, naturally. I'm not, a super active person by any means. So just naturally, I've got a high metabolism around 3,200 calories per day. So you do want to, have a good starting point. And so I recommend your body weight, multiply it by 15. And that's a really good starting point to figure out what your maintenance level calories are. Now, if you eat around maintenance or even a little bit above this, about 200 calories above that, you're going to inevitably gain weight. Now, the goal is to gain about 2 pounds of muscle per month. 2 to 3 pounds of muscle per month is the upper limit for a natural lifter. If you're going beyond that, and you're going to basically have some fat spillover. If you are new to this channel, or if you've been watching any of my videos, you know that I really care about, building muscle while staying lean. And so really that's my goal throughout the course of my lean bulk in the last couple of years has really just been to maintain leanness, stay relatively lean while I build muscle and gain weight to get more to that ideal weight for my height. I'm 6'1", so, starting out, when I was, in that first picture in the thumbnail that you saw at this YouTube video, I was probably around 168 to 170 pounds, pretty light for my height. And now I'm sitting around 182, 183. I am doing a mini, about a 6-week cut right now just to lose, a few pounds of fat so that I can continue lean bulking the remainder of this year without excessive fat gain. And I have a video on that I did, I think last week where I talk about, how to lean bulk while staying lean. But that's another video for another day. And in fact, I've already done a few videos on that. But for this video, the purpose is to teach you how to build muscle and really how I went about building muscle while staying lean. And that's what I did. I tracked my calories. And then the second thing that I did is I tracked my protein. So really important. You want to make sure you are eating sufficient protein. You don't need to eat as much as you think, although maybe this is more than you think, but really research tells us that 0.82 grams per pound of body weight is a sufficient amount of protein to support lean muscle gains. So again, you would just take 0.82, multiply it by your body weight, and then that's about as much protein as you need each day. So for me, I try to eat between 140 to 150 grams of protein per day. Sometimes it's less than 140, sometimes it's as low as 120, 130 grams per day. Sometimes it's over 200 grams of protein per day. It all just depends on what I'm eating in the day, but I am fairly consistent with my meals. It also depends on if I'm cutting or lean bulking, if I'm maintaining. So the protein amount will fluctuate, but as long as you're hitting, about 0.8, 0.82 if you want to be really precise, grams of protein per day, per pound of body weight, you're going to be in the ballpark. That's really all that matters. You want to just be in the ballpark of your calories and be in the ballpark of your protein. And you want to make sure that you are consuming, protein-rich sources of food like meat, steak, chicken, pork, it could be, ground beef, Greek yogurt, eggs, things like that are going to support, building muscle because they're going to give you a lot of protein. I try to eat, 30, 40 grams of protein per meal, and I only have, a few meals per day. I'm not eating like every 2 or 3 hours. I fast during the morning. I have a light lunch. I might have a light snack in the afternoon. I have a really big dinner, and then late at night, I might treat myself to some, some sort of dessert like cookies or chocolate or something like that. And one of the benefits to, having some sort of treat or dessert at night is that these are easy calories that you can include to hit your calorie goals. Now, if you're able to, and you desire to eat, nothing but whole, healthy, nutritious foods throughout the course of the entire day, by all means do that. I simply, like to include things like snacks and treats, sweets in my diet because I enjoy those, and it helps me to stick with, the diet, whether I'm cutting, maintaining, or lean bulking. You really aren't eating much more calories even in a lean bulk than you would be, in a cut or, at maintenance. And so I like to, include things like cookies, chocolate, things like that, even like milk and cereal. Sometimes I include, all sorts of things in my diet that help me to reach my calorie goals, while the majority of my diet is built around healthy, whole, nutritious foods, steak, potatoes, apples, different kinds of fruit, Greek yogurt, raw honey, these kinds of foods that support, a really healthy body. But I like to include, easy calories in there as well to help me reach my calorie goals, especially on my higher calorie days. If I'm lifting, depending on what lean bulk protocol I'm following, sometimes I will have higher calories on my lifting days and lower calories on my rest days to kind of support, leanness on my rest days, but maximize muscle growth on my lifting days. And so for me, I might be eating 3,800 calories on a lifting day. That can be a lot of calories to take in with just whole foods. And so I'll include some easy calories in there like milk and cookies or chocolate to help me reach my calorie goals. And so that's something that I recommend as well. And I believe I already said this, but you really want to adjust your calories based on what your body is doing. So I recommend a daily weigh-in. Weigh yourself first thing in the morning after you go pee. And really the reason you would weigh yourself every single day is because, every Friday or maybe Saturday, just pick a day during the week, you want to get your weekly average weight gain. So if you're not gaining any weight, I recommend increasing your calories by another 100 calories per day until you are gaining about 1 pound every 2 weeks. Or 2 pounds a month or half a pound a week. I recommend weighing yourself daily, but then, every 2 weeks, go back and see, okay, what was my average this week? What was my average the week before that? If it's about 2 pounds heavier than, the previous 2 weeks, a pound heavier, that you're on the right track. All that matters is that you're trending in the right direction and that your weight is slowly but surely increasing over time. And I think the best way to do that is to weigh yourself daily and then get your weekly averages to make sure that you're gaining around 1 pound every 2 weeks or 2 to 3 pounds every single month. So even with the proper nutrition in place, tracking your calories, tracking your protein, eating a balance of fats and carbs, including some foods that you like, doing all of the right stuff nutritionally is great. But if you are not going to the gym and you're not lifting weights, you're doing yourself a disservice. You are not going to build muscle because you're not really giving your body any signal, any reason to build muscle just by eating enough protein and eating enough calories. In fact, just by eating enough protein and calories without lifting weights, you're just going to get fat. You're just going to gain weight. But if you give your body a signal, if you stimulate your body through lifting heavy weights, you're going to build muscle, because getting stronger in the gym is the signal that your body needs to not just maintain muscle, but to also build muscle. And then when you give your body the proper amount of calories and the proper amount of protein, you are supporting new muscle growth, because you're lifting 2 to 3 days a week and you're eating enough calories and protein and eating, a balance of fats and carbs. All of this works together to build the body that you want to build muscle while staying lean, even if you're a hard gainer. And so I recommend lifting just 2 to 3 days per week. There's really no reason to go beyond this, because the reality is that you don't build muscle while you're in the gym. You stimulate muscle growth when you're in the gym if you do things properly, but you don't build muscle while you're at the gym. You build muscle while you're recovering from what you did in the gym. You build muscle while you're resting. You build muscle while you are sleeping. Giving your body the rest that it needs is absolutely essential to putting on size and to building muscle. So I recommend no more than 3 days per week. Lift on a Monday, a Wednesday, a Friday, could be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, could be Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, whatever you want to do. But as long as you lift, no more than 3 days per week on non-consecutive days, meaning that you've got a full rest day in between your weightlifting sessions, you are going to build muscle. And so I recommend doing an upper, lower, upper split. And the reason why is because I don't want to overdevelop my legs. I really try to prioritize my upper body development so that I'm, proportionate. That is personally just my preference. And so that's why I say no more than 3 days per week, because you can split it up in a really good way by doing an upper body on Monday, a lower body on Wednesday with enough volume to still see your legs get some good growth and development, and then another upper body day on Friday. The way that I like to do this is to have more of a chest focus upper body day and a shoulder focus upper body day. I like to split up chest and shoulders so that I can hit both while I'm completely fresh. I do a little bit of back on both days, a little bit of arms, a little bit of shoulder isolation on both days, and maybe throwing some abs on one of those days as well. And that's how I like to split up my training. And it's important to understand that when you have an intense lifting session, your body is not going to be recovered until 48 hours later for your next lifting session. And so even if you have an upper body day on a Monday, your central nervous system is not going to be fully recovered enough to work out the next day, even if you're doing, like, let's say, a lower body session. It's just the facts. It's just what is true. When you have an intense lifting session, it takes 48 hours for your central nervous system, your CNS, to recover. So we're not just talking about muscular recovery. We're also talking about neural recovery. Your central nervous system needs 2 full days, 48 hours to fully recover so that you can come back to the gym refreshed, recharged, fully recovered, and ready to hit the weights again. So that's why I do, an upper body day and then a lower body day 2 days later, and then 2 days after that, I'll do another upper body day so that every single time I come to the gym, I am fresh, I'm recovered, and I'm ready to hit a new PR on one of my key lifts, if not all of my key lifts, because I'm coming to the gym fresh and recovered, which is why I set it up with just 2 to 3 days per week. Now, I do recommend, you can come to the gym 2 days a week and do maybe 2 full body sessions. That's an awesome way to do it. But 3 days a week is the sweet spot to be able to get enough volume in. And really by volume, I mean enough hard sets, meaning that you're training close to failure or to failure. But you do need to train close to failure if you are going to build muscle, doing a 3 day per week upper, lower, upper split. You want to train close to failure each and every time you step foot in the gym, reach for those new PRs, and do no more than 4 to 6 hard sets per week per muscle group. This seems to be the sweet spot based on research that, 4 to 6 sets per muscle group per week is a really good way to go about training each muscle group each week. So when it comes to actually training, and I mentioned this, you want to get stronger on a handful of key exercises. My favorite key lifts are the incline bench press, the overhead shoulder press, weighted chin-ups, Bulgarian split squats, and Romanian deadlifts. So those are the main 5 movements that I track each and every single week to week, month to month, to make sure that my numbers are increasing, that I'm hitting PRs, that I'm getting stronger in the gym. What you have to understand is that, yes, you can get stronger without building muscle, but you cannot build muscle without getting stronger, because muscle is a byproduct of strength. This is just the physiological truth. Your body puts on muscle as a functional response to the stimulus of training. When you add weight, when you do another rep or two, you are putting your body under mechanical tension that is stimulating a physiological process within yourself, within your body, to put on new muscle. So if you want to build muscle, then you need to get stronger. And if you want to build muscle in the right places, then you need to get stronger on the right kind of exercises, which is why I recommend the incline press for upper chest development, which is why I recommend the overhead press for developing bigger, broader, more well-rounded shoulders. It's why I recommend things like weighted chin-ups or maybe some sort of row or pull down to build a bigger, wider, thicker back. That's why I recommend barbell curls and things like tricep extensions to build bigger arms, Bulgarian split squats and RDLs for your lower body, because these are going to build really strong, powerful, proportionate legs to your upper body as well. So these are my favorite key lifts to do because they're going to build a well-proportioned, strong, powerful, muscular body. And the primary way that I have progressed on my lifts is I use the double progression method. This is where you pick a rep range and you pick a weight and you aim to get to the top end of that rep range. So for example, let's just say your rep range is 6 to 8 reps and you are going to train to failure. So let's just say this week you get 100 pounds for 6 reps. The next week you would want to do 100 pounds for 7 reps. The week after that you would want to do 100 pounds for 8 reps. Now keep in mind, every single time you do this, you are training to failure or close to failure, where you've got 0 reps left in the tank. At the end of your set, if you get 6 reps, there is absolutely no way you could get a 7th rep. Or maybe you could, but you leave that rep in reserve. And so you're training, 0 to 1 reps left in the tank. This is how you want to do almost every single set, 0 to 1 reps left in the tank. If you get 6 this week, maybe you could have got a 7th, but you left 1 in the tank, or you do 6 and you could not have gotten a 7th. Like it's an all-out 6 rep max. The next week you would try to go for 7 reps, maybe leave 0 to 1 in the tank. And the next week after that, you would try to go for 8 reps with 0 to 1 left in the tank. And then you would add 5 pounds the following week. So you did 100 times, for 6 reps, 7 reps, 8 reps. The next week you would come back and do 105 pounds and start back over at 6 reps. This is my favorite way to progress on my key exercises, and even on my isolation exercises like dumbbell curls or tricep pushdowns. Or even, lateral raises. You want to build up to the top end of the rep range and then add weight and then start back over at the bottom end of the rep range, build your way back up. Once you get to the top end of the rep range again, then you add load again, start back over at the bottom end of the rep range. Hopefully that makes sense. Double progression is the best way to go about progressing on your key lifts. So when it comes to getting stronger, really, your routine is working if you see progressive overload happening in your workouts. What I mean by that is you should be able to, because you're tracking your workouts, you're tracking the weights you're using, you're tracking your exercises. This is a big thing that I've done over the last couple of years is I've tracked everything. I've got big training logs, full training logs of things that I've done over the last few years to really track my key lifts, not just my calories and my protein, but also my workouts. You want to be able to see that you are stronger, objectively speaking, stronger on these key lifts. You should be able to look 3 months, into the past and realize, oh my gosh, my incline press has gone up by 20 or 30 pounds. My weighted chin up has increased by, 25, 30, 35 pounds in the last few months. Progressive overload is the proof that your routine is working. It's the proof that you've built muscle and obviously strength in the gym. Because like I said, you can get stronger without building muscle, but you cannot build muscle without getting stronger. And so progressive overload is the proof that you've built muscle. So if you are going to build muscle as a hard gainer while staying lean, you need to track your calories, you need to eat enough protein, you need to go to the gym 2 to 3 days per week max, and you need to get stronger on a handful of key exercises. This is the exact plan that I used to build 15 pounds, to build 10 pounds of muscle, a little bit of water weight, a little bit of fat, but of 15 pounds in the last couple years as a hard gainer while also staying lean. Now, if you're looking for a plan, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if you're looking for a plan to get started on packing on muscle while also staying lean, I encourage you to go to adamfarrellfitness.com/jumpstart and pick up my free workout routine and nutrition plan to help you get started on packing on muscle in all of the right places to build strength and build muscle. Just go to adamfarrellfitness.com/jumpstart and I will send that to you for free. Let me know in the comments, what's the biggest thing that you struggle with when it comes to putting on muscle? Was there anything that you learned from this video? I would love to hear from you in the comments below, see if I could be of help to you. But that's going to do it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one.